Okay, so everybody's in here because you saw my Slack post yesterday that we're covering websites. We have the upgrade, the mandatory upgrade that is happening on August 15th. So next week, the upgrade is going to push into effect for everyone, regardless if you're ready or not. So I want to say that probably everybody on the call may have already upgraded. I'm not sure about Christina. I'm not sure about Brianne. But I know Teresa's new, so she has a new website. Bob's already upgraded. So just in case, if you have not already upgraded, your website's going to look a little different than what you're seeing on your screen right now then. Okay. So purpose of today is to make sure that everybody gets upgraded. And then what can you do with that upgrade? Okay. We're going to go over some things. You'll notice if you are looking at your website is likely going to be your name.kw.com, right? Everybody in Keller Williams has a website. All right. So mine, you'll notice from what's on the screen is adrianreyes.kw.com, right? I believe Teresa, I believe yours is teresabrito.kw.com, right? So everybody gets their website. So if you're not sure what yours is, try typing in your name.kw.com and see what your website looks like right now. If it looks similar to mine with this first module being a search module saying, let's find your dream home, then you're likely already upgraded. So you have the new websites. If it looks different, then you have the old legacy websites, and we'll go over how you're going to upgrade from legacy to the new websites. Okay. You right off the top, for those of you who already do have the upgrade, you look at my website and you look at your website, excuse me, and you're probably already going to see some differences, right? At the top for you probably have like about me and then blog and then like something else. Like you've probably got certain links up here at the top already designated, and you'll notice that mine are custom. I have the ability to right from the homepage on my website to search new construction, right? To go and claim your homeowner hub. I did keep the about me, but under my more menu, I've got different stuff because I've added in some custom pages. You probably have the your home's value one, but I added in Albuquerque events. I added in follow me on social media, and I added in the neighborhood page for the neighborhood that I live in, right? So I have a Northern Meadows neighborhood page there. So I want to just show you real quick, just do a quick tour of my website to show you what you can expect from being able to customize your website. Okay, and then we'll go back into Command. For those of you that haven't upgraded, I'll show you how to do that. For those of you that have, then we'll go into the expert mode in Command and show you how you can start to customize your website. Okay, does that all sound good? You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm not up on my website. I went to the website icon, and it comes up agent site and it says edit agent site. I'm not in the right place.
Okay, we'll get to that in Command
Okay.
yet. We'll get to that, Bob. All right, so in doing a quick tour of this website, so for the most part, I left things the same from the default of what they gave me. So that first module, all I did was change the background pictures so that it is showing Albuquerque pictures, or New Mexico centric pictures. So I did change that. I did also, excuse me, I did also tailor my featured properties. I don't remember exactly the search parameters that I gave it. But the 10 properties that are going to be listed on my featured properties are all, I believe they're going to be from like the 350 to 650 price range. That's something that I tailored for my website. My blog, you'll notice I upgraded, I updated my featured blog post. So if I click on this, it does take me to my blog. This page specifically is a vlog with a V for a video blog. So I did do that. And as I scroll down further, you'll see the rest of my blog posts, which is probably what the rest of you already have, is the first time first time home buyers guide. And then past that, it's the contact capture module. Okay. So for the most part, it probably looks very similar to yours, but I've done little changes to change mine up. Looking at the top, if I go to search new construction, what it's going to do, if I click on that, it's going to take me to a custom page that I did where I have builder inventory, incentives, and updates all listed on here. And I can also, my first link on here is to search new construction. Okay, so if they click on that, takes them to builders update, where they can create an account and start to search for homes. Okay, so builders update is a GAR benefit, right? So this is something that we all have as a benefit of being members with specifically Southwest MLS. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you real quick. So if I click on the next one over, claim. So what that did was it took me to an internal page, and then that page, because it's builders update, it took me to an external page. But I'm going to show you what's going to happen if I go directly to an external page, which is the Claim Your Homeowner Hub. So for those of us who are using homeowner.ai, which is a Go benefit, right? So all of us have it because we are of the Go region. This takes me to where I can get set up to claim my home's hub, right? And so for those of you who are not familiar with this, this is basically an app for homeowners to use. And it says it right here, for everything you need to manage your home and track its value. So this is a really great educational tool. If you want information on homeowner.ai, we did do a class on it a few weeks back, probably about maybe like 4 weeks back or so. And that can be found on the YouTube channel. Okay. So there's information on there about that, but that's another link that I use on my website. So that went to an external. If I click on the About Me, it takes me to an internal page, right? So now it takes me to where I have my information, my contact information, my details, my bio, even my preferred vendors are all on the About Me page. Okay. And then the more is basically a menu. So it's a drop-down menu that takes me to other internal pages. Okay, I happen to design this for all internal pages. So I wanted to show you this because this starts to give you an idea of how you can start to lay out your website. And I'm saying things very intentionally. I'm saying external, I'm saying internal, because I want you to be always aware of kind of where you're directing people who are coming to your website. I want you to be able to like track that and understand how that flow is going to work. Okay. And we're going to cover a lot of stuff, and I'm going to probably kind of go through it a little more briskly, but this is being recorded. Okay. This is being recorded. It will be on the YouTube channel. So you'll be able to go back and, Adrian talks too fast. Let's see what he said, pause it. Let me do that real quick. So no worries if you start to fall behind. This is being recorded. You can go back because the stuff that I'm going to show you today, it's going to take some time to build out. And I want to show you a bunch of stuff so that you have the tools to be able to build out whatever it is that you need. Okay. So when I click on one of these internal links from that more, I want you to see what it does. So real quick, I want to show you my Northern Meadows neighborhood page. So this is something that I can use. I'm a part of the Northern Meadows neighborhood. I live there. I've lived there for the last 17 years. Excuse me. My neighborhood has a lot of Facebook groups, right? And I'm a part of all of those Facebook groups, as well as the neighborhood app groups for that neighborhood as well. So this is an opportunity for me to create a neighborhood page and give my neighbors, give them information, real estate information about our neighborhood, right? So I'm gonna show you what that looks like, and then later on, we're gonna look at how to create that. So if I click on the Northern Meadows neighborhood page, this is what I designed. You go in here, it gives you the title of the page, and that this photo behind it, I actually took this, and the guy on Facebook said that anybody can take it and use it however they wanted. So I actually took this from the Facebook group. There was a guy who has a drone, and he always takes like really cool photos of our neighborhood. This was the only one that had like enough detail in it that it wasn't gonna look pixelated as a background. So I plugged this in here, and it's of Northern Meadows at night, which was really cool. So I put that in the background, and then as you scroll down, I have the Explore Northern Meadows. I didn't have to create all of this. I'm going to show you how I did this, but this all basically is automatically generated from the KW stuff. So as I scroll down, we've got information about, the market. We've got the average list price, the current amount of listings in the neighborhood, and the average active days on market, right? So there's a lot of stuff here. We got a quick snapshot.
Thanks.
We've got properties that are currently listed for sale, actively for sale in Northern Meadows. So that's current, right? So nearby schools, right? 3 of these schools my kids went to, right? How, like, what's the walkability or the transit like, and other neighborhoods in the area, right? So all great information. If I scroll a little bit further down, then it gets into my contact module, right? Where I can capture their information. So this was a pretty quick create, and is something that I can go and drop into those neighborhood pages now and say, hey, like if you're looking to see what's currently listed in our neighborhood, if you're looking for some quick stats, go to this link. And this is a quick way for me to drive my neighbors to my website. Okay. So I wanted to show you guys all of this. I hope this looks cool. I hope this excites you for what you can do with your website. Really, we're kind of limited by our own creativity. And that's it, because I'm going to show you actually how to do all of this stuff. So I'm going to go back to Command. I'm going to log in. And so specifically with Command, now that I've already upgraded my website. So if I'm going to click on the top left and push out my labels, you're going to notice that at the bottom, my bottom app now says websites. That used to say consumer. For everybody that has transitioned already to the upgraded websites, it says websites. If you have an old legacy site, this will still say consumer. Okay. So what's going to happen now is that when I click on that and I go into it, it should look like this. It should basically show me my agent site, right? So I should have the ability to go in here. I can look at the settings. The settings page is going to look familiar because it used to be the very first page that we saw on this. And it's going to be that manage my website. Okay. So that looks very familiar. There's a few things that I can do on here that are really important to my website. But for those of you who have the legacy website still and have not updated, none of this is what you're seeing, right? You're still seeing the old stuff. There might actually even be like 3 or 4 options up here at the top. And the very last option should say upgrade my website. We first did this and I upgraded my website. Gosh, when was it, Bob? Like third quarter of last year. It was
Easily 6-7 months,
yeah,
easily.
it was a long time ago. So off the top of my head, I don't remember what the things were on the top and what exactly it said, but it should say something to the effect of upgrade my website. And it should have even like the little stars next to it, kind of really emphasizing that that's what you want to do. So for those that still have the legacy websites, that's what you're seeing. You're going to want to click on that. Click on the upgrade my website. All right. Again, what's going to happen on August 15th is everybody's getting pushed to the upgraded websites. The websites are not going away for anybody. They're not going away. All that's happening is that we're being forced to upgrade if we haven't already. With that forced upgrade, for those that have the legacy websites and have like landing pages that they are using, so custom pages that they are using, those custom pages could potentially go away or will go away with the upgrade. So the whole purpose of this is to get ahead of it, right? It's to make sure that you're upgrading and you're proactively going in and recreating those custom pages or those landing pages to ensure that like you're not just being blindsided by this and like all of a sudden you go check on your website in December and you're like, oh my God, where are my pages? They're all gone. And what happened to my website? This is just to be proactive and make sure that we're staying on top of it and you're not losing anything that you are using. Okay. So if once you start to go through that upgrade my website process, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's going to walk you through. It's going to tell you to choose your subdomain. You choose your subdomain based on however it is that you're running your business. So if you want adrianreyes.kw.com, sorry, you can't have it. I already have it. It's first come, first serve. But if you want ABQ real estate or NM house hunting or like whatever it is that your company name is, you can change it. So teresabrito.kw.com, like Teresa, if you were running a team and you decided to name your team something else, like home, I don't know, house hunters or whatever, we'll just say house hunters. If you decided to name your, what the heck is going on? Somebody is taking over my TV. Sorry, somebody's doing like a cast right now and it's like taking over my TV. It's okay, nobody's in the classroom, so you guys don't even see it. You just think I'm crazy. But so anyways, if you were going with like ABQ house hunters, we'll say, you could, like that's the name of your team, you could actually take that subdomain and use that. So you can go abqhousehunters.kw.com instead of teresabrito.kw.com. Does that make sense? You get to decide what your subdomain is, but it does work on a first come, first serve basis.
Okay.
Okay. So if it's available, you get it. Okay. I happen to be keeping mine with my name, so it's going to be adrianreyes.kw.com. If I wanted to change it, it's really distracting. And now they've got music playing. Let me turn this TV on. Okay, sorry. Somebody's playing with the TV and they don't realize it. So during that process, that's what that means is it's asking you to choose your subdomain. You can change it or you can leave it the same. That is up to you. But you go through, you confirm like with regards to accepting all of the policies and all that stuff. And then that's it. It's like, I think it's like 3 or 4 steps. And then your website is voila, it's upgraded. Okay. Then once it's upgraded, you can come back to this page and this is what it's going to look like. Now you're going to have your subdomain at the top. At any point, you can come back and change it. So long as the subdomain is available, you can change it if you want. You're going to have right underneath that, you're going to have your app URL settings. And this is important because when you go to share your app, right, you're texting a link or you're creating a post on social media that has this link for people to start using your app. This is where you get that app link. You go copy that, and then you go and you put it into a text or an email or social media post or whatever. And that's where people are going to be directed to using the KW consumer app. And it's now linked to you. So anything that they do on that app populates into Command and you track everything. this is where you would find that link. Okay, so that's really important. If you are a part of a team, you're going to have that same information right below it. So right here. So I'm part of the Market Center 239 leadership team, right? So I would come here to get the app link. Okay. And then below that, the preferences, I'll be honest, I don't really totally understand all the preferences. So I've just left it as it was. Disable, enable. I just left it as it was. Okay. And another big important thing is the forced registration. Why is that TV coming back on? Okay, this place is haunted.
Adrian, excuse me 1 second. How do you get
Yeah.
to that page that you're on? I was in the manage my websites. Did you go to edit my website?
It's under the settings. So all I did was just, no, the manage my
Oh, I
website.
see. Okay, I'm sorry. I just didn't scroll down. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So now we get to that forced registration, and this is a question to ask yourself. How much of the farm are you willing to give away? Okay, if you are at no property viewing, that is the most restrictive. You are not giving the farm away at all. Means if anybody tries to visit your website, you're not showing them any properties until they register for your website. Okay. If you've got it marked at 2 properties, that means that they get to view 2 listings before it prompts them to.
I know this is.
Somebody's killing me over there. I don't know who's doing that. So you get to view 2 listings before it forces a registration. 10 properties, same thing. Unrestricted means that they get to look at that's giving away the farm. You're not having them register for your website at any point. They can go on and just use it to find properties, and they never have to give you their contact information. So I definitely don't recommend unrestricted, but then it's up to you as to how restricted do you want to be. 10 properties, 2 properties, or no properties. Okay. And once you've got all of that set, you go save changes, and then you're good to go. Okay. I believe with some of these, it might take a little bit of time, 12 to 24 hours before the changes take effect. So don't expect for these settings to go immediate. Okay. Now let's go back to my websites. So I scroll back up to go my websites beta. Okay. My website's beta. So I click on that. This is the new experience, right? This is part of that upgrade. It says beta and it is bolded because they are still working on this. They want you to give them some leniency with regards to everything that's happening right now, because it's not going to be perfect in tech. And I hope I've made this clear in all the classes in the past. Like, technology is never going to be perfect. There's always going to be little hiccups. You want your technology to be as reliable as possible, but it's never going to be 100% ever. We should never expect that, especially if you're an iPhone user, then you understand that wholeheartedly. There's a little jab at the iPhone users. So edit agent site, I'm going to click on that. And now it brings me up to a very non-expert mode way of editing my website. So this is going to be a very basic, being able to get in here. If I go to pages and I click on that, it's basically just showing me that I only have a home page right now that I can edit. If I click on the home page, then it's going to give me some very minimal things that I can do here with regards to making just quick edits to my website. This is very, 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 very basic. Very basic. Okay. So you would go through here. Honestly, I don't even like to teach this because I feel like it's just kind of a little bit of a waste of time right now, since they haven't really built out much of this. But this is where you could quickly go and change some of those headlines, some like the descriptions. You can go change some of your blog posts just quick and easy. Okay. Not a lot that you can do with this. And I'll go to add content. It's going to allow me to add a blog post if I want. If I go to styling, it's going to allow me to change some of my colors and my themes. But I kind of like going through the regular website editor for all of this. So let's actually go into that. Okay, so as you can see, it's really quick, easy. If I wanted to do it from here, I could. However, I'm going to go into what's called expert mode. So I click into expert mode, and for those of us that are already had these websites for a little while and have already been playing with them, creating some custom websites or blog posts or whatever, this is what we're already used to. Okay, for those of you that are new to it, it can get a little confusing. So let's do a quick little tour. I'm not going to do this tour. I'm going to do my own tour, explore on my own. Let's do a quick little tour on how this works. So quick start right here is the very first thing that catches my eye. Quick start is a quick way for me to get in and start building content around these specific types of content. A blog post. The whole reason that KW is moving to these types of websites is to really push blog posting. Blog posts promote engagement. Engagement basically raises you up in the algorithm. They want your websites to be well engaged. They want them to be constantly getting updated, right? These are the types of things that will raise you up in the algorithm, in searches, in all of the search engines. So what good is having a website that looks really nice if you're not bringing people to it constantly for new content, new engagement, right? So blog posting is the number one way of doing that. So that is why they've moved it to this platform. And that is why you see blog post as the very first thing on here. They want to emphasize that that is the most important thing that you should be doing on your website, right? Make your website relevant by posting blogs consistently. A custom page allows you to go in and be able to do different things. Like I showed you my neighborhood page. It allows you to go in and be able to create something like that. Or another custom page that I did, let me show you real quick, was even this Albuquerque events, right? So if I click on Albuquerque events, I basically iframed the 365 page into my website, right? So I've got a website within a website. So that is a custom page. Okay. So these are the types of things that you can do with custom pages. A landing page, you can use that for a lot of different things. It can be specific to a property, it could be specific to whatever. A landing page to try to recruit talent. Maybe you're trying to build a team and you're going to create a landing page that's going to reach out to other realtors, right? Or you're creating a property landing page that's going to take them to a specific property and all the information about that. Maybe it's your listing or whatever. Maybe you got permission from somebody for their listing to use it, right? Like these are different ways to use that. You have a template HTML mortgage calculator, which is really good. And then a why work with KW. So these are all different pages that you can quickly go in, create them, start playing with them, customizing it and designing it to make it yours. That's what the quick start is going to help you do. Okay. Before we go down, I want to go up. So at the top, if I've already got pages that I've created, I can go in here and I could start to look for that, or not even just pages, but ways in which my website works. Like if I did something with the navigation of my website, I can type in navigation. It's going to show me what I've already done. You see on my website that my navigation is custom, right? Like you see that I have search new construction, claim your homeowner hub, about me. So that is the navigation portion of my website, and mine is custom, right? So we can see that mine is not like yours. It's not default. Mine is custom, and that is right here under the my navigation. So if there's something that I've already created, I can just type it into the search and quickly find it. Okay, it'll pull up everything that I have for that specific thing. Like you'll see that my navigation, that is a custom site that I did. It shows over on org site. It shows Adrian Reyes personal. That means I created it. But the agent default navigation is a template. That would mean I would be going back to the default from when the site was first created. Okay, so let me get rid of that. The plus sign. The plus sign is really important as well. So if I click on the plus sign, it's going to show me all the different types of content that I can immediately go to and start to create, even aside from just the quick start. Okay. So for example, we just talked about navigation. If I do want to customize my navigation, I'm going to have to first add a custom navigation. I would do that by clicking on the plus, going to page navigation on the list and choosing that. Okay. I would choose page navigation and it's going to take me to where I can create that custom navigation that I did. Okay. There's also all these other things that you can do. You can post videos from a Vimeo URL, from a YouTube URL. You can create a testimonial page. You could do an iframe embed module like I did with that 365 website, right? There's all of these different things that you can create that already are started, like the first portions of it are already started for you. Okay. And then as far as like what I've already created, that's where we go below and under the edit your website. These are pages that I've already created that I can go back in and edit them if necessary. Okay. So my let's keep in touch form, which is a module. Like I have my default pages, the about, the home page, my blog, all of those are default pages, but I have the custom pages under here, which are the other blog posts that I have. That Northern Meadows page that I showed you, right? My Staying Social page, my Albuquerque events page, those are all custom pages that I created, right? And then below that, I've got some custom modules and custom landing pages. All right, see, these are all different things that we can create. Basically, the way that I created all of those was I first went to that plus sign, I expanded that, and I chose what I wanted to do, what I wanted to work on. Okay. Are there any questions so far? Bob.
Okay.
Okay. Teresa, you have a question?
No, I think I'm gonna have to navigate through a bit and then get all my questions together. There's a lot.
There's a lot. And again, like it's all being recorded. If you want to go back through the recording, go step by step, pause, do that real quick. But now we're going to get into the doing it. Okay. So this was just showing you where everything is at. And I understand like this, looking at this, when I first looked at this page, I'm one of those people that, I grew up in, I'm an 80s kid and I was, when all the video games and all that stuff was coming out, I never used the instruction manual. I just jumped in and tried to figure things out. So I tried to do the same thing with this and I got in and I was like, holy crap, I can't figure this out. Like this was tough. Like this is like more like website editor expertise than like just an average person going in and being able to just play with it. Like it's not incredibly user friendly, which is why we have to teach how to do this, because just trying to navigate this blindly, it's like from firsthand experience, it's frustrating. Okay, so that's kind of the layout of where you find everything. One last thing on layout is just the hamburger in the upper left hand side. When I do that, that's another way for me to get back to my dashboard. Also, clicking on just the Keller Williams logo is another way for me to get back to my dashboard. But then if I click on admin and go to organization site, there are going to be some settings back here, and I'll show you later what these would be useful for. But this is another place where you can kind of change some of the elements of your website, whether you want to like I have on here the navigation. I changed that to be my custom navigation. That's really important for once you get to that point. But first, let's take a look at actually being able to create custom navigation. Okay, so I'm going to go click on the plus sign, go to page navigation, and then it's this. Okay, so page navigation, very first thing it's gonna have me do is I'm gonna have to set an internal name. So I'm gonna name this demo navigation. So when I searched for navigation earlier, it showed me that there was a default agent navigation, and then there was the one that I did that was my navigation. I actually named it my navigation. So we're creating a whole new one right now that's going to be demo navigation. So once I click that, now I have to add in the navigation item. So I clicked on the plus sign, and now it's basically showing me what I need to do. Okay, so I go into this, and the very first thing that it's showing me is, and I know this is confusing to look at, so pay attention to the items. Right now, we are in a simple navigation item that is untitled. Okay, there are even, excuse me, there are subcategories to this, and we'll get into that here in a second. But I want you to notice the square that we are in, right? It is this simple navigation item expanded. It is that square that we are working within. Okay, I always want people to understand, because once we start stacking stuff, it starts to get super confusing, and there's a lot on the screen. So very first thing it's asking me is the navigation link. Do I want it to be link or text? Link or text. This is important. I already showed you guys this, but I didn't say what it was, right? So when I go back to my website, the difference between link or text, my search new construction, claim your homeowner hub, and my about me, those are all navigation links. Okay. However, my more is navigation text, meaning I can't click on more and it goes anywhere because it's not a link. All it is just the menu dropping out and giving me the other links. So the more is navigation text. But the about me, I can click on it and it takes me somewhere. Claim your homeowner hub. I can click on it and it takes me somewhere. Those are links. Okay. So when I go back over and I'm choosing which one I want to do, I'm going to start off with navigation link because I'm thinking of like basically going from left to right. Right. So left to right on my website is from search new construction all the way over to more. And don't consider the login because we can't do anything with that. But basically from search new construction over to more. Okay, so link, 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 text. Okay. So I go back over to the navigation. So I chose link. Now the next thing it's asking me is what do I want for the text? On my website right now, it shows that search new construction is the text for that first link. So I'm just going to kind of recreate. I would basically put in search new construction, and that would be my text for that link, right? The next thing it's asking is, okay, we've got the text for that link. Where is that link coming from? Is it an internal link or an external link? Okay, internal or external. For that one, that was an internal link for me. I've already created that page, right? So that was a page that already existed. So I'm going internal on this one. And then the very next thing is it's asking is that, okay, we're using an internal link. Which one is it? What's the item? The item is the link. So I click on the required because it tells me this is required. I need to do this. I click on that, and now it's going to show me all of my pages. And it's going to say, okay, where are we directing them to of all of this internal stuff? And for me, it was that builder inventory incentives and updates. That's the landing page where I have that search new construction link on there. So I'm going to click on that and then get rid of this box. Right. So I have search new construction. It takes them to that page that I had already created. And now that's good to go. Okay. That, for me, this card is complete. I could go in and I could look at other things. I can go to advanced and I can determine if it's going to open up in a whole new tab or if it's going to open up in the same window. Usually the way that I do it with website is if it's an internal link, it's keeping them on my website, then I'm going to go same window and tab. But if it's an external link, it's taking them outside of my website to like homeowner.ai, then I'm going to change this to new window or tab. I want my website still on their desktop. I want it still there. I don't want my website to go away. Okay. So if it's something that's taking them external, I'm going to put that into a new tab or a new window. Okay. So that's what the advanced options are for. I'm going to leave it the way that it was. And we're just going to cover that for now because the other stuff gets into some things that get a little hairy. So that is the very first link on my page, this first one. That's the only thing we've done so far. So if I save this and I publish this right now, I would only have one link on the top of my website. Okay. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back up to the little gray bar up here, and I'm going to close this box to show you where we're at. Okay. So this is the demo navigation. My first link is complete. Okay. I'm going to add another link. I want to send them to my homeowner .ai page so I can get them set up with a hub so that I can stay plugged in with them that way. So I'm going to set up another link and I'm going to hit the plus. First thing it's asking me, is this a link or is it text? I'm going to leave it a link. And then I have to give it text. So same thing, claim your homeowner hub, right? And then I got to get the link. I got to get the link. So if I go to this and I click on it, and it takes me to this page that I created through homeowner.ai. So this is the landing page that I created through that app or through that platform. I'm just going to copy the address at the top, copy it, and I got to go back over and paste that link in here. Okay. So first it's asking me, is this an internal or external link? Let me answer that. It is an external link. So I'm going to hit external. Now that changes this to being the URL. I'm going to click in there, paste my link. Okay. This is that second link that we're working on. Paste that link. I'm going to go to advanced. And because it's external, the system already kind of knows that I want to go to a new window or tab. So it's not going to, we're not staying in my website. We're going external to my website. So new window, new tab. Right now, good with that. That's all set. I don't have anything else to do here. I go back up to the little gray bar, click on that, closes that up. That's 2 links down, right? 2 links down of what I want to see on my page. And think again, like think this is going to be whatever you want it to be. This is just what I'm doing for my demo. But if you're like, you know what, I want them first to go to my about me, or I want them to first see that, or I have something else that I want them to go to. Maybe I've got like a Google Maps thing that I've created. I want to send them to that. Like it's whatever you want this to be, however you want this to lay out. This is just how I have mine. Okay. So I've got 2 on here. We'll say that I wanted to do, like I've already done an internal, I've already done an external. And now let's say I want to do the next one as text. Now I'm going to do my drop down. So I'm going to go add another item. And then for this one, instead of navigation link, we're going to choose navigation text. So I got navigation text. And now from here, I gotta name it. So I'm just going to name it just like you saw on the website, more. Okay. So now that text says more. And that's it. That's all the options it's giving me right here, because this is just the text. So now I've got to go to the sub navigation, the actual part that's going to pop up or pop down rather, to show me my options under more. So now I'm going to go to sub navigation. And now it's asking me to add in the navigation. So I go and I click on here and I go add, and this is specifically, it's going to be a link. I'm putting in a link. right? So I'm gonna go navigation link. And then it's just like it was for the other links. Now it's gonna have me do the text for the link first. What kind of link is this? And we'll say this is gonna be your home's value. Right? So I'm gonna take them to my page that I've already created that is for determining their home's value. So an AVM. So I'm gonna go, that's an internal link because I've already created it. So that's an internal link. Then I go to required, click on that, and I'm gonna find that page. Right? And so for KW, this is a page that they've created for us by default. If you're newer, if it wasn't by default for me, so I actually had to create it. So I'm gonna look for that your home's value. For me, it's a custom page right here. I click on that. That adds it in over here. So now I just got to get rid of this box. So I click on the X. And now that is set. Okay. Now this is all, it's all yellow showing me where I'm working at right now. This is all complete for me. So again, I want to get this out of the way. So I'm going to click on this very first gray bar that collapses that box and is able to better show me where I'm at. So I'm right here, okay? Navigation link, your home's value. I can add another one if I wanted to, okay? And you would just repeat the process. So if I wanted to add in another one, I would just hit add. I would hit navigation link. Now I'm working in this box, the second box. I would name it. I would put if it's an internal or external link, and then I would put if it's internal, I would find it on my list of pages. If it's external, I would copy the URL and put it in there. And I would just keep repeating that process for all the pages that I needed to add. Okay. Bob, I know this is tough stuff. Like, and you,
Above my pay grade, but I'll go back and look at the video.
yeah, you can go and look at the video, and you can always schedule time with me as well. You can always schedule time with me as well. You guys all have my calendar link. You guys can always schedule time with me, and we can do some one-on-one. Okay, but basically that's how you would do the navigation. So I'm looking at that top portion of my website. Okay, so it's just all of that stuff that we just did. Okay, now this doesn't, like, if I go and I hit publish, which I need to hit publish doesn't mean that it's publishing it to your website. Publish just means that I'm solidifying this as a workable page or a workable module or aspect of my website. I am good with this. I want to keep this. So publish, and also it's also a good idea, and it'll let you know, because I created that second box, but then I didn't do anything with it. So it'll let me know if I have errors, right? So I can go back in and see, okay, it's telling me I have an error. It's telling me where to find it, sub navigation. Okay, let's go there. And then I added this box, but I'm not doing anything with it. I can either complete it and then it'll take away the error, or I can just hit the little remove button on the right, which I'm going to do, remove it, now publish. And now I should have no errors. I get the green light at the top, so I'm good to go. So I know that the navigation that I just created works, right? Because I just got the green light. This works. However, it's not on my website. Okay. This is not published to my website yet. The way that I would publish this navigation is that I have to go into the admin settings to enact this. So I would go over to the little hamburger on the top left, go to organization site. And then from here, I'm going to scroll down to where I get to that navigation source, right? So I've got the navigation source right here. It's going to start off saying inherited org site navigation provider. And we just created a custom one. So you're going to want to switch that to custom org site navigation provider. Okay. Because we just customized it. So I go custom org site navigation provider, and then I'm going to choose in the next box, I'm going to choose which custom navigation I'm using. Right. So I'm going to go to click on that, and it's going to give me the options. So it shows me right now I'm using the custom one that says my navigation. What we just created was the demo navigation, right? That's what I had named it at the beginning. So in order to make that one go live, I'm just going to click demo navigation, which I don't want to do because I already have my custom one. But if I wanted to, I would just click demo navigation. Demo navigation would now be here, and then I would just need to save those changes. So save in the upper right-hand corner. Once I save that, then I can go over to my website, click refresh, and it should show me my new navigation. It should show me those things that I just customized. Okay. Does that make sense? That was a lot, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, that's why we're recording everything now. Like, I want you guys to have this and be able to do this. So that's how you would do that. How
And
much
you
time do I
also
have?
said if we don't go in and like change these things, the website's gone, right? Or your old website?
The old website will it will be it's a forced upgrade.
Okay.
Brianne, I don't actually know if like, do you still have the legacy website?
Yeah, I still keep it active. And I've
Right.
changed it since the last time, but I haven't changed it obviously since this time, but I still like to keep it because I do still get inquiries through there that'll go to like my command. So I still try to keep it active.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it'll be a forced upgrade. I want everybody to keep an eye, like everybody should log into their website or check out their website on August 15th. Because when everything gets pushed, I already noticed that as they've made changes, it took away some of my changes, which I didn't really like that happened. Like, and I think I showed you guys this in the last class as well. But like, for example, my photos that are scrolling in the background changed to the default photos, and I didn't like that. So definitely keep an eye on your website over the next week or two to see that they're not like in the upgrade, they're not messing up your website and the things that you just did. Okay. It shouldn't from here on out. I think what they've done for the new websites, for those of us who have already transitioned over, I think it shouldn't impact our websites any longer. We should be good. However, keep an eye on them. And Brianne, for those, excuse me, for those that do have the legacy websites, it is going to be force changed to this stuff. So definitely either get ahead of it or definitely log back in after it happens and clean up your stuff. Because
When you say like force change, so it's not because I like went in when originally changed and like kind of customized it to like me. So if you don't go in and change it, then it's not going to be like as custom to you, and it's not going to have maybe the right like information, I guess.
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
It's going to be all the default stuff. But
Okay.
Brianne, do me a favor. When you're logged into Command,
Mhm.
over on the left-hand side, does it say consumer still on the bottom left? Are you checking on it?
It says that. Sorry, I was muted.
Oh, it says consumer?
Yeah. Is it not supposed to?
It should say websites. So yeah, so you'll
Oh.
still have to do the upgrade then. And that's why I just kind of recommend getting ahead of it and just go
Okay.
through the upgrade. But yeah, that will say websites as of the 15th, and you will be forced over to a version of this. It's going to be the default version. But yeah, I don't want you to lose any of that stuff. So that's if you get in there now and you start doing all these customizations, then it should stick. And
Okay.
then when they force everybody else over on the 15th, it shouldn't impact you at all.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So that was just basically just getting into customizing the navigation. There are all these other elements. If I click on the KW at the top, and we're not going to get into because we're running out of time. But there are all these other elements in here. Real quick, like on a custom page, once you learn how the modules work, it all kind of works the same. You know that you're looking for that green line. You know that yellow means that you're still in something working on it. That like there's little telltales that they kind of built in that once you know to look for those things, it'll help you to see where you're at, right? So if I go to a custom page, one of the very first things I want to consider for this custom page is adding a module, right? So if I go to add a module, so I don't know if everybody saw that. Basically, I clicked on custom page. It takes me to where I can create a custom page. I go add module. And this is going to be where I decide what kind of custom page that is. Like, what am I trying to do with this? Am I creating a custom page for a listing? And I want to put some listing information in here, or is it going to be all of my listings? And I want a carousel like this of all of my listings in there. Is it going to be a stats page, a testimonials page? Do I want to embed a iframe for another website in here? This is where you would determine what you're doing with that page. Okay. So that's gonna, like, once you learn that and you get in here, you're able to start doing that stuff. So if I did do like an iframe embed, it would basically put the iframe embed in here. And then this looks just like those navigation boxes that we were doing just a little bit ago, right? So yellow tells me where I'm working. I go in here and I click in that, and I'm iframing something. What is it that I'm iframing? I can go create new, or I can iframe something that already exists. Okay.
Is there a way you can put in like your Google reviews, or is that just totally separate?
No, you can do that. So Brianne, take a look at I think it's the latest video on our YouTube channel, because we
Okay.
just got it last week on how to get the Google reviews on there.
Okay.
But that will talk, that'll show you how to do that.
Okay, I'll watch it. It's just on our office YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's on the Office YouTube, so it's just watch, let me pull it up real quick. It's not Keller Williams, it's this one. It's Keller Williams Realty ABQ.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's gonna be this not the most recent one. Actually, it is the most recent. Adding feeds to your website, plus tech updates, that one will have it in there.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank
But just so you guys know, the way that like the module that you're gonna be using for that, if I go add module, you're gonna be using the HTML embed for doing something like that. Okay. Great question.